Do your legs tingle? You probably have restless leg syndrome. Do your eyes feel scratchy? Dry syndrome. Need to pee? Restless bladder syndrome. An erection lasting longer than 4 hours? Carpal tunnel syndrome. It seems that any ailment you have, America has a pharmaceutical app for that. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported on November 13, 2013, that 1 person dies every 19 minutes from a drug overdose in the United States. A trend that is driven by prescription medications. Now, as bad as death generally is, millions more suffer from side effects. Hair in unwanted places, inappropriate rashes, joint pain, not to be confused with what happens when a Palomar debater drops a blunt in your lap, and a host of nasty horrors too often related to excrement and urination. So it's time that we dope up on the drugging of America. First, we will ingest some info on our need to be successful. Then, inject some humor in what it takes to be happy. And last, scoot around over to the old folk and investigate the hard evidence on why we must remain feral forever. I'll conclude with some implications. It's one of those things you have to do in an STE, sort of like the obligatory and contrived movement that we pretend is natural. But I digress, so let's pop some Ritalin and try and stay on track. According to the Huffington Post on August 13, 2013, prescriptions for Ritalin have increased 56% in the last 6 years, fueling concerns that kids are being overdiagnosed. Beyond test, Ritalin. Addicted to SpongeBob? Ritalin. Bra and underpants don't match? Ritalin. But don't get me wrong, if a person truly has ADD, meds are incredibly useful to curb the tendency to space out. But too often, bad grades on standardized tests are considered diagnostic. Look, not giving a shit about the middle initials of the presidents isn't a sign of a disorder. It's a sign of being normal. When will educators realize that thanks to our lore, we have the internet, and the only people who have to memorize trivial crap are high school history teachers and Jeopardy contestants? Sorry, venting a bit. Bad case of PHSSD, post-high school stress disorder. The choice for educators is clear. Do they want little Billy bouncing off the walls like a kid, or sitting in the corner drooling? Well, clearly if you're a teacher, drooling is where it's at. Drooling kids are compliant. Drooling kids will sit and memorize factoids so that the school can brag about its standardized test scores. And then the non-medicated, naturally sedate a-holes with photographic memories can get extra credit for bringing paper towels, and then everyone's happy. Except maybe the parents. But that's okay. Big Pharma has a drug to make you happy, and the Madison Avenue pushers will make you want it. According to the Financial Times on November 13, 2013, pharmaceutical companies spend over $3 billion advertising drugs on television, and even widely publicized side effects don't seem to deter users. The ads for Abilify, a drug used to treat depression, warns of an increased risk of death or stroke. High fever, stiff muscles, confusion, uncontrollable muscle movement, high blood sugar leading to coma or death, dizziness upon standing, decrease in white blood cells, seizures, impaired judgment, and trouble swallowing. Now, the upside is, if you weren't depressed before you took the meds, you will be after. And if Abilify doesn't make you feel better, it's probably because you're all stuck sitting here listening to me. But don't worry, the smart kids who didn't need drugs in high school are working on a magic pill for that too. One of the best-selling weight loss drugs is called Xanacal. Xanacal hit the market in 2007 under the brand name Ally. Ally works by blocking your body's ability to digest fat. So you can eat fat, but it doesn't get in your bloodstream. So where does it go? Does it go back on the plate? Does it go on a date? Does it often run late? Does it go to New Jersey, become governor, and eventually run for president? No, it goes in your pants. Indeed, according to Roche Laboratories on January 4, 2014, side effects for Xanacal include gas with oily discharge, an increased number of bowel movements, an urgent need to have them, and an inability to control them. The Roche website actually suggests that users wear dark pants while taking the drug. Hey, I look good though. We know corporations have won when diet and exercise have been replaced by crapping our pants as a path to better living bodies. It probably won't help your social life either. Hey, nice body. Oh, you smell like gas. Hey, at least you'll be popular at the dog park. So we need to be smart, happy, skinny. What else can make us truly well-rounded? How about perpetually horny? Nowhere's the advertising of medications more pervasive than the area of sexual health. So let's free will. That's right, penis jokes. Because there's stiff competition and I can't dig around. I'm trying hard to win and I don't want to get hurt. I'm mentally 12, I can do this all day. The National Institutes of Health on January 12, 2014 explains that the US spends $2 billion a year on Viagra and Cialis, but only $484 million on Alzheimer's research. I mean, I can see it now. Old men with erections, but no idea what to do with them. A handy place to hang their cane, maybe? Now all they have to do is develop a pill for women that will make elderly men desirable. In Hollywood, that's called wealthy. Seriously, George Clooney's girlfriends are young enough to be called girlfriends. The Oscars should give him the Polanski Award for the actor with the best performance with a prepubescent love interest. The girls are so young, even Miley Cyrus is offended. Is there a pill to accelerate one's 15 minutes of fame? No. The problem is that men have been bombarded with advertisements suggesting that they have to be ready for sex at a moment's notice. Like it's some sort of obligation. Where's the romance? I want to be blind and dine first. At least a six-pack and a gordita from Taco Bell? The battle of the erectile dysfunction market has become so competitive that the New York Times reported on September 16, 2013, that it is now the #1 direct-to-consumer pharmaceutical advertisement. To keep up in such a competitive market, advertisers are constantly touting new benefits of their product. Eli Lilly, the makers of Cialis, are now promoting the oval shape of their tablets, proclaiming that the risk of scratching your throat is significantly reduced. It's more pleasant and glides down easily. This is excellent because if it gets stuck in your throat, you could end up with a stiff neck. I know what you're thinking about. Men are complaining and all they have to stick down their throat is a pill. All drugs, of course, have side effects. We know, for example, that you're supposed to go to the emergency room if you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours. Let me be clear. I believe if you are happy with the erection, that you should be able to keep your erection. Period. It's only fair. The government has been giving us the shot for too long. But a horrendous hard-on is not the only problem to worry about. ABC News reported on April 7, 2013, that dozens of men have reported blindness after using impotence drugs. Come on, your mother told you it would happen. I know my mom did. So today, we uncapped the problem of over-medicated Americans. First, then I gave you swamp baths to make you happy, happy, happy. And last, we boned up on the problem of seniors with stimulants. The National Institutes of Health reported on September 16, 2013, that almost half of all Americans are currently on medication. And with doctors getting kickbacks, it's hard to know how many are really necessary. I believe the answer lies in self-acceptance. There are no quick fixes to complex problems. So maybe if you're tired and lack energy, you're just tired and lack energy. Maybe you're not depressed, you don't have low T, and you don't need Lunesta. We have to get off this medication merry-go-round where we face the future of Hillary Clinton on a wrecking ball and Joe Biden trying to remember what to do. At least with Chris Christie. Just picture bacon and not sausage.